How's it going, Fish fam? Welcome back to a brand new video. If this is your first time checking out the channel, what's up? My name is Gabe. You can also find me at SpartnFish pretty much everywhere on the internet. Now, for those of you who are new, or maybe this is like your first time stumbling across my channel, just so you're aware, when season 1 of the One Piece live action came out, I really enjoyed it, and that got me really interested in checking out the rest of One Piece. So that was sort of what led me to starting this channel overall. So as I've become like more and more ingrained into like this One Piece culture, One Piece community, I guess you could say, tried to make more and more videos outside of just like the regular off episode kind of reaction type stuff. Like a week and a half ago, I finished watching Skypiea or Sky Island, fully aware that not a lot of people like the saga or like the art, and I can definitely see why, especially coming off of East Blue and coming off of Alabasta, which in my opinion were both like incredible in terms of like building the world, introducing us to the characters, you know, building on the relationships of the older characters and, you know, the newer characters in terms of people like Chopper. For me at least, the only reason why like Skypiea is kind of lower down on the totem pole is just the simple fact that it's coming at the heels of some really great stuff. Everyone always says, and they say it especially a lot when you're making videos on the internet, that like comparison is the thief of all joy. That is one of the reasons why like Sky Island maybe isn't as fondly looked upon as some of the other arcs, because you're, you know, immediately in your head, it's so early on in the series that you're by default comparing it to the East Blue, or you're comparing it to Alabasta, and both of those arcs were just so incredible that obviously whatever comes after those is just going to be, you know, kind of pale by comparison. That being said, this is my third time doing one of these videos. I'm going to try my best to get as far as I can in the next 6 months, but like, let's just be fully honest with each other. There is a 0% chance that I am getting fully caught up with One Piece. I have a regular full-time job, so I don't get to devote as much time to watching anime as I would want on a day-to-day basis. If you're watching this video, you're probably interested in anime and One Piece, I'm assuming. I'm posting One Piece reactions every Tuesday and Thursday. Right now we have DanDaDan coming out on Fridays, so, you know, also Luffy's voice actor is in that. And then we also have Blue Lock coming out on Saturdays. I'm just going to be kind of going through it beat by beat and talking about like what my favorite moments were throughout the entirety of the arc. So first things first, we just got to start at episode 1. So, you know, we're going about our normal, everyday, typical kind of straw hat activities. And then a fucking boat falls out of the goddamn sky. So, obviously the geography and magnetic poles and weather and shit like that has been something that we've kind of known going into the Grand Line. Like, anything to a certain extent is possible. A fucking boat falls out of the, a ship falls out of the sky. They sort of come to the conclusion that this boat actually got up into the sky and was sailing around Sky Island because they find a map for this Sky Island. Is that before or after the whole ship gets eaten by a fucking giant sea turtle? I can't remember. How many times is our crew gonna get eaten by giant fucking sea monsters? There are just these giant shadow creatures looming over our... There's 3 giant human beings. We've already met giants, so it's not crazy that there would be giants, but these are more giant than giants. And that's when we find ourselves on a new island. Not the island that the log post is pointing to, because the log post is pointing straight up into the fucking sky at this supposed Sky Island. This arc had so much fucking history. I am able to retain more information from East Blue and Alabasta because this was just so fucking dense in terms of like the lore that was given to us during Skypiea. Oh, I've never had an anime make me feel so stupid, bro. There's just so much shit going on. We meet a bunch of kooky, cracked out characters. Little do we know that pretty much every character our crew meets on Jaya is actually a member of the Blackbeard Pirates. Blackbeard, who you guys might remember, was serving under Ace under Whitebeard, or yeah, I think Blackbeard was Ace's subordinate and Ace is Whitebeard's subordinate. But anyways, we meet all these random fucking goofy side characters. We have this dude who looks like a character straight out of fucking Mucha Lucha, hanging out at the bar, you know, chilling, maxing, relaxing, shooting some b-ball outside of the school. And then literally a couple of guys who are up to no good start making trouble in that neighborhood. We get introduced to, I said we meet Blackbeard, right? Did I not say that? If I didn't say that, I meant to. We meet Blackbeard now. And of course, he is exactly like Luffy. Like, him and Luffy are so fucking similar, but they just get into like this nonsensical fight over the most petty shit. And I feel like Oda is just setting this up to be like this long-term rivalry. Like, it's, you know, and I've talked to some of you in the comments about this, but like when we have Buggy, who is just, let's be honest, he is just a villain to Luffy because of the circumstances by which they met. Blackbeard and Luffy met under the best fucking circumstances. Them just hanging out in a bar, chilling, vibing, and it almost immediately turns to fucking hands. Bellamy's crew just starts incessantly fucking mocking them. It's like a full fucking parallel moment to that initial Luffy backstory where Shanks and his crew, like the what was it, the fucking mountain pirates or whatever, and Shanks doesn't fight back against them because he's like, yeah, this shit is fucking stupid. This isn't worth killing people over. And it's the same thing for Zoro and Luffy. At first, watching that part of the like episodes, I was annoyed on their behalf. Like, I was being Nami, because Nami in that situation was pissed. She was like, fight fucking back. She's like, kick their ass. I understand why that was the right decision at the time, but in that moment when I was initially watching that, I was fucking furious. Bro, I'm getting more pissed off than they are. This fucking goofball calling them weak. Having seen the live action and then going on this journey of watching the anime has been, at certain times I'll like go back and rewatch like scenes from the live action. Now that I know more about like the world building of One Piece and like what's going on in One Piece, I can go back and watch some of those scenes, and now I'm picking up on like extra shit that I wouldn't have known otherwise. One of those things is when Zoro gets injured in his fight with Mihawk at the Baratier. Nami is reading the story of Noland the Liar to Zoro. It's such an interesting way for them to give us like hints of lore and give us like these little pieces or like little nuggets of information. The Noland and Calgara flashback, to me, it felt so fucking out of place at the time when I was watching it, and I feel like that is the case for a lot of things in One Piece. Like, at the time when I'm watching it, it just feels super fucking out of place. One Piece does this a lot as I'm going through the arcs, where we have like different parallels of the same themes but for different characters. You know, Noland not willing to basically like pretend his friends don't exist because, you know, he loves them and he cares about them and he respects them. Very, very similar to like the tie-ins with Belmere, how she was like, no, I don't live alone. These are my kids. You remember Bellamy. He was the person I was talking about earlier who has this whole crew that, full of fucking miscreant losers who were beating the shit out of Zoro and Luffy because Zoro and Luffy let them. Yeah, that Bellamy shows up to try and take gold from our friend Cricket, beats the dog shit out of Cricket and all of Cricket's homies. We have an incredible moment from Zoro where when our crew gets back and discovers what Bellamy has done, we as the audience already know, like, Bellamy's fucking dead. And we just see the camera pan over to Luffy just getting ready to go beat the dog shit out of Bellamy. And Zoro's just like, hey man, you want help? Because Zoro knows what time it is. I know what you're gonna go do. Do you want me to come with you? Or should I just stay here and help them? Because to Zoro, it genuinely doesn't fucking matter. He's like, hey man, you want me to go with you? It's so fucking, it's such a perfect, like, Zoro and Luffy moment. Everyone on the island is slowly learning that Luffy is a fucking problem. We have all these people, like, running around being like, yo, you see this guy's fucking bounty? He's gonna come here. He's gonna fight Bellamy. Bro, that's sick. I'm gonna beat his ass and I'm gonna get a huge bounty. I'm gonna beat his ass and get a huge bounty. Meanwhile, the entire world is seemingly preparing for war. The leader of the Marines, I don't know her name, this old lady is hosting a meeting with all of the fucking, like, Marine vice admirals and also the 7 warlords of the sea, because they need to figure out who the next big villain on the team should be. Crazy fucking world building, like, implications to what just happened, but it happened in like it was like a total of 5 minutes. From my perspective, I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Who are all these random people? Like, what are we doing here? But it's like the most insane world building, like, consequential meeting, at least that I'm aware of in the context of this world. The leaders of the military and the world's biggest terrorist organization. We cut back to our crew, who are in the process of just being blasted into the fucking sky. They're riding a reverse waterfall, and someone immediately tries to throw, like, we haven't been in the sky for 6 seconds before someone tries to throw fucking hands at our crew. And thankfully, though, our crew is saved by the Sky Knight, aka God, aka Gonfall, aka the guy who rides Pierre.
What do you mean by that?
There is never a situation where it makes sense for Pierre to be a horse. It's just for aesthetics, and the aesthetics are not good. Okay, I'm back. I had to take a little break. I'm gonna be honest. The first part of this video, up until right now, I've been yapping for like over an hour. My throat was starting to get sore, bro. I'm a yapper. I'm a yapper. This old lady, we already have a bounty down in the regular blue sea, right? We get to the white sea. We're there for 5 minutes before this old bitch puts another bounty on our crew's head. One is in some made-up goo goo gaga sky currency that, you know, is basically monopoly money. It might as well be like Belarusian rubles. We learn all about like the technology. Honestly, insane. I think like the dial technology, the fact that our crew has it, I don't know how many other people are going to have it, granted, but it seems like our crew getting access to this dial technology, it's going to be insane, and it's going to lead to, I think, a lot of changes in terms of combat and just... Not a lot happens when we get to Angel Island. We get introduced to the world's... What are you... You are tweaking, little bro. Do you see this dog? We find out that our crew actually does have enough money to pay the bounty, but Nami, just out of pure instinct of not wanting to lose any money, is like, nah, fuck it, we kill these cops. Honestly, is the most reasonably Nami thing to expect to have happen, right? And then when Kanis eventually, like, does kind of spill the beans to the crew, she almost gets blown the fuck up. Luffy is pissed. And he's not pissed that, you know, she betrayed them, she betrayed the crew. The thing that pisses him off the most is the fact that Kanis was honest with him. The fact that Kanis put herself in danger. He's like, what are you doing? Like, we're gonna be fine. I know from what you guys have said that, like, One Piece characters all have unique weird-ass laughs, but we meet a character with quite possibly the most unique weird-ass laugh. Bro just basically makes these random fucking, he calls them surprise balls, but it's like, I still don't fully understand what it is, like how they just are. They just exist. I don't know how. I don't know, like, what means he uses to control. That whole ability, still to this day, makes no goddamn sense to me. Let's not pretend here. Like, he is whooping their ass. Like, they really don't seem to have, like, a very good chance against him. Chopper is the only one there, I think, at this. Chopper gets attacked by one of the priests by himself, and he doesn't know what the fuck to do because he's, like, attacking the ship is getting burned down, Chopper is alone, he's trying to defend the ship, he's trying to not die, the ship is falling into the sea with, like, fucking sky sharks in there. He is just, like, the episode before that happens, though, we do get what is literally my favorite Zoro moment. Full-blown George of the Jungle, full Tarzan mode, like, whatever you want to call it, when Zoro hits his ah and swinging on bruh. Oh, dude! We have our like, we have our bonfire moment that you may have seen me geeking out over. Yeah, we're getting drunk with the wolves. See, when I said at the beginning, I loved it. I've seen that. I saw that in the breathtaking world of One Piece. I remember seeing that scene in the breathtaking world of One Piece. There is still something that I cannot at all explain. I have no, so we have that party, right? And then someone fixes the boat. Who the fuck would they? I didn't even think about that until I was getting ready to make this video. But who the fuck fixes the boat? Did I miss something? I don't think that's ever been discussed yet, right? Who? I sound like a fucking owl. Who? So while Luffy is crawling around inside the snake, each member of our crew is getting into a fight with a priest or like a upper member of the Heaven's Army. This is such an incredible moment for Chopper. He has this whole thing where he's, you know, thinking he's not good enough to be a member of the crew. He doesn't think that he deserves to be there. But he proves to himself, I think, more than anyone, that he does deserve to be there when he wins his fight against Gedatsu. I'm happy that Chopper won the fight and won the self-confidence because he should be more confident in himself. But the fact that it happened the way it did, it just made it seem like a little bit less impactful than it otherwise could have been. And that is when fucking Eneru shows up. Listen, okay, Eneru, Enel, Ener, I don't care. I don't care. Fucking call him Eminem for all I care. I don't care. The lightning guy shows up on the boat, okay? And immediately fucking dusts Sanji and Usopp. That's when Wiper actually reveals that not only does he have like this crazy fucking technology that can just blow Eneru the fuck up, just like boom, and fucking destroy him, but he also has Sea Stone. Despite the fact that he is killed by Wiper, does literally kill him. Then Eneru does the craziest shit I've ever seen. Bro literally uses his devil fruit power. He's dead. He's dead right now. So I don't quite get how this works, how it makes sense. I guess like the devil fruit has to be operating, like the devil fruit power has to be operating independently of Eneru somehow. Almost like a parasite, it makes sense, but if that's not the case, then I really don't understand what's happening here. Like, he was literally dead, but his devil fruit power restarts his heart. Bro, I was so fucking excited. I was so fucking excited because Eneru was talking so much shit. He said, yeah, I'm starting DeathPea. And then Luffy just comes along and fucks up all of his plans. Alright, we are about to see if the theory I've been holding on to for like 10 episodes is correct. Okay, didn't dodge that one. So is my theory correct? Ah! I'm a fucking genius! Let's go! Kind of, for like 5 minutes, you know? Since the moment they got knocked out, I knew that they needed to have a comeback. They needed to be able to like get a come up on Eneru. They needed to be able to get back into this fight and just make even a little bit of a difference. Have some sort of a moment, because there was no way that we were just going to show my dude Sanji, my favorite character, fucking Sanji, just get knocked out and not even get to be a part of the main battle. No fucking way that that was going to happen. So Sanji and Usopp make their way up to the fucking sky. They get up there, and we get the sickest Sanji moment we have had yet to save Usopp. Damn. Bro is still standing after eating that whole fucking beam. Yeah, he said, hey, thanks for lighting my blunt, bro. Oh, shit! The speech that Sanji gives to Usopp as they're like getting up onto the, what is it, the arc? When I say self-sacrifice, I don't mean me. I mean that I am willing to sacrifice you to save Nami or to save myself. I'm not going to sacrifice myself. And then he goes, saves Nami and saves Usopp, pushes them out of the way of the lightning. And then Eneru, Sanji gets back up after being blasted by fucking one of Eneru's strongest attacks, and he says the coldest shit I have heard anyone say so far in One Piece. I try not to get, let's be honest, like Oda does such a good job of talking about like real world politics within One Piece, because brother, like I've never seen a show be so relevant to the time it came out and then again become so much more relevant today, like as I'm watching One Piece for the first time. anyways, I'm trying not to be too depressing in a One Piece video, but yeah, Eneru's doing mass genocide, bombing civilian populations. It's a whole fucking thing. Luffy beats the dog shit out of him. I didn't even mention, back in their first original fight, Luffy going like fucking drunken fist mode. That's not even what he does here. This time, he's just like fucking pacing him up as he's flying through the sky. He's just bing, 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 bing. And then he hits him with the rifle by using Eneru's fucking corpse, basically, to ring the fucking bell. This bell is so fucking big and loud, it's being heard all over the fucking place. They're hearing it all across the sky. All the Shandians hear it. Fucking Cricket hears it, despite the fact that he's who knows how many miles down below the sea. And then we finally get the question answered of, who the fuck were those giant animal monsters with spears that we saw at the original part of this arc? Bro, it's just the fucking Shandians. It's just the Shandians. It's just their shadows from them being up in the sky. And we see fucking Luffy's shadow, dude. It's such a cool moment. It's just Luffy's fucking shadow up in the sky, and everyone's like, hey, yo, what the? And then we find out Eneru isn't dead, Papaya isn't dead. I'm sure, surely some people got off-screened in Angel Island, but who fucking knows? Who fucking cares, basically, is kind of how the end of this arc feels. Anyways, that's kind of my thoughts from Sky Island, Skypiea. I know that was a lot of insane ramblings, basically. I know this video feels very disorganized and like it's just a stream of consciousness. Well, that's kind of what it is. I mean, that's how I want it to feel. Like, post Sky Island, this is what feels like the most. Oh, wait, hold on. No, Robin also drops insane fucking lore. The last fucking episode, before we leave Sky Island, we find out that Gold Roger was also here. He also found the bell. He's also able to read poneglyphs. Is there anything that dude didn't do? But the thing that like confused me the most about that whole aspect was not that he accomplished those things. Not the fact that he's able to read this thousands of year old ancient language that seemingly now Robin is the only person who can. It's the fact that nobody fucking knew it happened. I'm curious, I know I've been getting a ton of feedback on like the arc as a whole in general, but I'm really curious like what you guys thought of this arc, whether, you know, it was your first time watching it, your first time reading it, like what did you guys think? What were your initial impressions? Was it, you know, boring to you? Did it not really seem like there was a lot going on? Because for me, I understand why people weren't necessarily as hyped about this arc. Like I said, you're comparing it to fucking Alabasta and the East Blue, which were both incredible ways to kind of kick off a series and get introduced to the world. And then you kind of go to Sky Island, which is like, you know, it's whatever, but you get so much more fucking information and world building. You're learning about history. Like, it's just a cool fucking arc. It's a cool saga. I think, honestly, like I said earlier, it's just because of the like head comparison to the previous two arcs that it's not as liked. But let me know what you guys think down below. Like I mentioned earlier, we are currently watching One Piece on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We are watching DanDaDan. We are watching Blue Lock. We got trailer reacts. We got movies of the month. We got a couple collab videos coming out. We got a ton of stuff coming out. Don't forget to hit the subscription button down below. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you get notified the next time I put out a video. And I'll see you guys on the next one.